If you had asked me, when I was coming out of college, if I'd ever be running a business, I would have said no way. As time went on, I decided that, well, wait a minute. I know how to lead that. I know how to do that. And I found out I really like business because I could structure things. I could make things happen. I could produce products. I could go into markets, and one thing led to another. 10 years ago, I founded a company called Rebiotics, which was taking gut microbiome and trying to turn that into a therapy. And I remember at the time, everybody thought I was crazy. I knew and I believed at the time that we could solve an unmet medical need called recurrent Clostridium difficile infection. And I found that, the more I talked about it and the more I learned about it, the more people came to me and said, my family suffered from that, or I've got a child that suffered from that, which I never even knew. It's very hidden. So I became really curious and very motivated by the idea that I could take something that everybody else just threw away and turn it into a drug product that could actually save lives. We expect to be the first company in the world to have a product based on the microbiome that's actually approved by the regulators. In the fact of Rebiotics, we've taken something from nothing that never even existed before to a full-blown product in 10 years through the FDA. That's an incredible achievement, but that's because of all the things I've learned along the way, and I could string them together. I've learned so much about different businesses, and I feel like I've learned something on my own journey and want to give that back to the students and really help them maybe not make some of the same mistakes that I made along the way. What I find is that because of my experience, I'm able to ask questions that get those people to think about how they want to position their business. I have a role, and I believe I have a role in bringing other women forward into the business world. What I found is that it's not easy for women to be recognized or to understand the ropes. Most people, and women in particular, don't get that kind of coaching. And I felt that that was another thing I could pass on to them, because I really believe that the more women and other people that we get involved in our businesses creates a much higher likelihood of success. Look at what I've achieved at just reaching out to women and coaching women. Over half of our company is women, and we benefit from that. What do I aspire to for women's entrepreneurship? Well, I'd like to see as many women starting and running businesses as there are men running businesses. I mean, to me, it's not even a question. That's half of our population. So I think what the university has done and bringing forward in the Carlson School, the women's program, bringing more people into the Minnesota Cup, more women in the Minnesota Cup, it was really important. Why do I stay involved with the University of Minnesota? I believe the university is such a foundational institution in our state and has such an important role. And I feel like I'm tied into the university. I graduated from here twice, and I just really believe in its mission. I actually participated in the Minnesota Cup myself after having had a successful career and selling a business. I still learned a lot from being part of the Minnesota Cup, which re-energized my career back into the entrepreneur area again. The role that I see for the university and the community is as the kind of the innovation center. And what I've really seen is that the university has stepped up over the last 10 years and really become that driver and motivator. I see it in the Carlson School. I see it in the Office of Technology Commercialization. That's really where the university is important. As far as publicity goes, I don't feel like I need it. But I feel like it's important because if I can be in front of somebody and they can look at me and say, if she can do it, I can do it. And that's what I really hope we get out of all of this, that other people are inspired by my journey and the activities that I've done, and know that, I started from nothing with Rebiotics. And in 10 years, we've gone through the whole clinical program. We've treated over 1,000 patients today in 6 clinical studies. And if I can do that from nothing, other people can do it from nothing as well. So there should be nothing standing in people's way to try an idea and be successful and create it. So what does this award mean to me? Well, first of all, I was incredibly honored. The fact that it's associated with the University of Minnesota really meant a lot to me. I graduated twice from the University of Minnesota. I participated in a lot of things. I championed the University of Minnesota because I believe in the University of Minnesota. So to have that award come back to me from the University of Minnesota was really touching, and I'm really honored by that. People ask me, what's the biggest honor you've gotten in your career? And it isn't from being in the newspaper, but I have to say that being chosen as the entrepreneur of the year really was an honor to me, because I wouldn't have considered myself someone that would have been considered for that. If I was going to give a student entrepreneur some advice, The one thing I would ask them is to say, what do you want to get out of this before you even get started? Because I've found that if you aren't passionate about what you're doing, if you don't have that, I'm going to do or die kind of concept, you're not going to be successful because you get tired and there's nobody else that's going to pick up the ball from you. It takes a lot of effort and will and tears, and you're up and you're down. And if you don't have that passion and that drive, it's not going to work. I've heard a lot of people, they'll tell me, oh, I've got this great idea, or what I hear is, well, I had that idea 5 years ago. And my question is, why didn't you do something about it? You can try something, and if it doesn't work for you, move on. But what I see is people don't even want to try because they're afraid to get started. So you may find that it's not for you. You may find this is the best thing that's ever happened, but if you don't give it a try, it's not going to work. And so that's my kind of last bit of advice is give it a try.